Commander Zextai clicked his mandibles nervously as he watched the human medic's work on Sergeant Thompson. The explosion had been catastrophic, a plasma mine that should have vaporized anything within 50 meters. Yet somehow, the Deathworlder had not only survived but had managed to drag 2 wounded Kalari Marines to safety before collapsing. The cost had been severe. Thompson's left leg was gone from the knee down, a cauterized stump where alien plasma had seared through bone and flesh. Any rational species would have immediately entered shock, followed by rapid system failure. The Kalari certainly would have. Even their hardy Vraxian allies would require extensive life support after such trauma. But Thompson was awake. Not only awake, but arguing with the medics. "I can still fight," the human insisted, trying to sit up on the makeshift stretcher. "Just get me some stims and a crutch. The mission isn't over." Dr. Yelena, the expedition's chief medical officer, stared at her scanner in disbelief. "Commander, his vitals are stable. Pain indicators are elevated but not critical. How is this possible?" Zextai had wondered the same thing since humans had joined the Galactic Defense Coalition. These Deathworlders from Terra seemed to violate every principle of biology he understood. Their planet was a nightmare of extreme weather, predatory fauna, and toxic plant life that would kill most sapient species within hours. Yet humans thrived there, and somehow that impossible resilience translated to everything they did. "Thompson," Zextai approached the stretcher, his 4 arms folded in a gesture of respect. "You saved my Marines. You have done enough." The sergeant's eyes, those unsettling forward-facing predator eyes, fixed on him with startling intensity. "With respect, Commander, I've done my job, but the job isn't finished. We still have hostiles in that compound, and my squad is counting on me." Lieutenant Karas, Zextai's second-in-command, whispered urgently in their native tongue. "Sir, he cannot be serious. No warrior continues fighting after losing a primary limb. It is biologically impossible." But as they watched, Thompson demonstrated just how wrong that assumption was. With practiced efficiency, he began field-stripping his gear, redistributing weight and ammunition. His movements were deliberate, economical, adapted already to his new physical reality. "Doc," Thompson called to the human medic, "you got any combat stims in that kit? And maybe some quick-seal foam for this stump. I need it stable for mobility." The human medic, Rodriguez, Zextai recalled, looked torn between professional obligation and understanding. "Sarge, you need real medical attention. This field treatment won't hold under combat stress." "It only needs to hold for the next hour," Thompson replied grimly. "After that, you can put me back together properly." Zextai found himself studying the human with new eyes. In Kalari culture, warriors who sustained crippling injuries were honored with comfortable retirement. The concept of continuing to fight was not just foreign, it was incomprehensible. Yet here was Thompson already calculating firing angles and movement patterns with his reduced mobility. "You truly intend to rejoin the assault?" Zextai asked. Thompson's scarred face split into that predatory smile humans were known for. "Commander, I've got 2 arms, 1 leg, and enough firepower to level a small building. In my book, that makes me still dangerous as hell." As if to prove his point, Thompson tested his balance, using his rifle as an improvised crutch. The movement was awkward but functional. Within minutes, he had developed a stable shooting stance that compensated for his missing limb. The other coalition Marines watched in stunned silence. Even the Vraxians, known for their warrior culture, seemed awed by the human's determination. To them, this was not mere courage. It was something beyond their understanding of natural behavior. "This is why the hegemony fears them," Karas murmured to his commander. "Not their weapons or their tactics. It is this refusal to acknowledge defeat. They are truly Deathworlders." As Thompson prepared to rejoin his unit, Zextai made a decision that would be remembered in coalition military academies for generations. Instead of ordering the human to stand down, he adjusted the mission parameters to accommodate Thompson's condition. The sergeant would provide overwatch support, a role that maximized his remaining capabilities while acknowledging his limitations. The assault on the compound succeeded. Thompson's covering fire proved instrumental in the victory, his modified position allowing him to eliminate 3 enemy combatants and suppress 2 machine gun nests. When the battlefield fell silent, he was still at his post, maintaining watch with the same unwavering focus he had shown before losing his leg. Later, as medical evacuation shuttles arrived, Zextai approached Thompson one final time. The human was finally allowing himself to show signs of exhaustion, though his weapon remained ready. "Sergeant," the commander said formally, "you have taught us something today about the nature of true warriors." Thompson looked up, genuine puzzlement in his eyes. "Just did my job, sir. Nothing special about it." But as Zextai watched the human being loaded onto the medical transport, already discussing prosthetic options with the doctors, he knew better. This was exactly why humanity had earned its place among the stars, and why their enemies learned to fear the species that simply refused to quit. The Deathworlders carried on. It was what they did.